I've always wanted to go to Vietnam just because my mom is from there, my grandmother always told stories, but it always seemed super far out and something that I would probably not be able to do until I'm older. So when this opportunity came up, it was kind of like the perfect mix of everything. I got to coach volleyball, which is awesome, work with kids, which is what I want to do in the future, and I got to see a country that I've always wanted to, so it was kind of just perfect. We originally flew into Ho Chi Minh City, which is their capital, and even that I was in culture shock. Very crazy, lots of motorbikes, very busy roads, street food everywhere, very hot. But then we actually stayed, the school was in the very rural part, and we stayed at a very small kind of hotel. There's no clean water, no showers, one bed that I shared with my roommate. So for the bathroom, the shower, and your laundry, you use the same bucket that you filled up with water. That was interesting. It took a while to get adjusted to, but looking back, it was what made it worthwhile. During the week, we'd wake up around 6, have breakfast, and get to school. School started at 7. And so the first session was 9th grade from 7 to about noon, and you had a homeroom, which I was the red team. And then it just flipped back and forth between, I taught math, and then I'd teach a volleyball lesson, and then I'd teach math again, and then another volleyball lesson. And then the second wave would come through after we had about an hour break, went back and had lunch. And the second session was 8th grade, and you repeated the same thing. Volleyball lessons, I did the same one for both 9th and 8th grade. But math, you had to do, they gave you a lesson book before, and you had to do lesson plans and plan differently for 9th grade and 8th grade. And the first day, I remember I got up, and we were just supposed to teach and say what we wanted to say, and then someone would translate. And so I get up in front of the class, and I start teaching in English, and the kids are just sitting there smiling, and they have absolutely no clue what you're saying. It was really cool because by the end, I could go by myself and teach one of the kids math without a translator, just by learning a little bit of Vietnamese. They learn a little bit of English, but mostly communicating through body language or pointing. So that was really cool because they were really eager to learn, which was inspiring. So there was one kid, Tun, and he was the life of the party every day. He'd come to class, he was kind of a goofball, but he loved learning. And he didn't show up one day, and that was rare. So the next day he comes in and his head is just hanging really low, and I walked up and I was like, hey, where were you yesterday? What's wrong? And he was so sad, and it turns out he was like, no one fetched me. My bike broke, and it would have taken 2 hours to walk to school. And I was like, well, I'm glad you're back. We're happy to see you back. And your bike's fixed, obviously. And he's like, yeah, my bike's fixed, but I missed a whole day of learning. And he was so sad. And it took almost an hour for him to get back into the hang of things and smile and get back to his normal because he had missed learning, and he was so sad about it. He didn't say, I missed my friends, or he could have slept. He was just so sad because other kids were a day ahead of him. It was heartbreaking, but also one of the coolest things. Yeah. But for volleyball, I actually coach a club. I coach club here, so I was like, oh, it'll be easy. No, because what I went in thinking was that I could just do a normal volleyball lesson, but some of these kids never played volleyball. They don't have shoes. It's 100 degrees out on uneven cement, so you kind of have to change everything. I had to change everything I thought I was going to do and just come up with some games or just teach them how to say pass or set, which was pretty funny to hear them say, but they loved it. There were some kids that were really good at volleyball, so that was cool to see. I came home with an entire bag full of souvenirs. That was really cool. You got to bargain for almost everything you wanted. But some of the kids on the last day gave gifts. I mean, I gave them some IU keychains or pictures of me playing, but this was one of my favorites. One of the little girls named Me made it for me, and it says Courtney CFC and then her name. Pretty cool. I have no clue how she made it, but I'll keep that forever. I won't use it. It's a little pencil. This is from Sanka, and it says, I love you so much, Courtney. I got some last day. And it says, You have to listen. Wish she increasingly beautiful and very solid with volleyball. Wish you success in life and achieve their dreams. I love you so much. So it's obvious they used Google Translate, but these, I'm gonna keep these forever. Like I have like 20 different letters or pictures they drew me. I just wanted to say a big thank you to IU, Fred Glass, Lisa Franz, Coach Dunbar for allowing me to do this, giving me this opportunity. It's definitely changed who I am as a person, and I feel like I've changed the lives over there as well. And if I could say anything, I hope it's that everyone gets to experience something like this, because seeing the way these people live and how happy they are, it makes you really appreciate and humbles you to the life we have here. So I'll forever be grateful for this opportunity.